win, go win, go win, go win, go win, win, go win.
Let's transition to an NFC battle down in Tampa Bay as Jalen Hurts and the 3-0 Philadelphia Eagles are traveling to Tampa to take on Baker Mayfield and the 3-0 Buccaneers. The Eagles are favored by 3.5 points. It's a 1 o'clock kickoff in Tampa. The over-under for this matchup is 43.5 points. So when I look at Eagles Buccaneers, the Philadelphia Eagles, they won the Super Bowl last year, and the Eagles have been on a tear. They have won like 17 of their last 18 games. And they have been a very, very dominant football team. But the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have the Philadelphia Eagles number. So as dominant as the Eagles have been against all the other teams in the NFC, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are the one team that has had the Philadelphia Eagles number. And the Bucs have beaten the Eagles the last 2 matchups they played against each other. And let's start off with the Eagles in this matchup. Obviously, week 1, the Eagles, they beat the Dallas Cowboys opening night 24-20. They followed that up and they beat Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs in a Super Bowl rematch in Kansas City. They won that matchup 20-17. But week 3 against the Rams, they overcame a 19-point deficit and beat the Rams 33-26. And to me, that was their most impressive win of the season so far. They were down in that game 26-7, and the Eagles, they outscored the Rams 26-7 in the second half. And the biggest reason why the Eagles overcame a 19-point deficit is because of Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts was balling in the second half against the Rams. This is Jalen Hurts after falling behind 26-7 against the Rams. Jalen Hurts on 4 drives. He goes 16 for 23. He throws for 206 passing yards. He has 9.0 yards per pass attempt, 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. His passer rating was 137.0. So Jalen Hurts was balling. Let's look at Jalen Hurts. This is prior to the Rams game. Jalen Hurts, in his last 16 games that he started and finished at the quarterback position for the Philadelphia Eagles, he's 16-0. 2,941 passing yards, 697 rushing yards, 19 passing touchdowns, 20 rushing touchdowns, only 4 turnovers. This is not including the Rams game. This is prior to the Rams game last Sunday. And so Jalen Hurts, for me, he proved after his performance against the Rams Sunday, he proved that whatever is needed for the Philadelphia Eagles to win football games, Jalen Hurts can get it done. If you need Jalen Hurts to throw for over 250 passing yards and 3 touchdowns, he can do that. If you need Jalen Hurts to rush the football and run the football for 70, 80 yards and have only 120 passing yards, he can do that as well. And not only did Jalen Hurts prove that he can do whatever is necessary to win games, the Philadelphia Eagles proved to me that however you want them to beat you, they can beat you that exact way. The Philadelphia Eagles can beat you multiple different ways. If you want to run a 5-2 or a 4-3 defensively, that is when, if you run a 4-3, that's when you got 4 down defensive linemen and 3 linebackers. A 5-2 is when you have 5 down defensive linemen and 2 linebackers. If you want to run a 4-3 or a 5-2, guess what? They can run the football right at you. If you want to put 9 in the box, They can throw the football on the outside with A.J. Brown, with Devontae Smith. If you want to have the 5-2 or 4-3, Saquon Barkley still is the best running back in the NFL that can run the football with Saquon. And we saw that last year. And that's what's crazy about the Eagles right now. So far this season, have y'all realized that Saquon Barkley is right now in cruise control? He's in cruise control because right now they are able to, honestly, they are able to have Saquon in cruise control so much so that around Thanksgiving in December, I guarantee Saquon Barkley will start to get more touches and he will be fresh for the Eagles playoff run come January. That's how great the Philadelphia Eagles have been offensively, and they have done a tremendous job at managing Saquon, and Saquon's not getting a whole bunch of carries. He's getting carries, but he's not getting as many carries this season compared to what he got last season. And so because he doesn't have a huge workload, I expect Saquon to be fresh and ready to rock and roll come December and come playoff time for the Philadelphia Eagles in January. And so the Eagles have been dominant, and I thought against the Rams, A.J. Brown was balling against the Rams. A.J. Brown in that game, he had 6 receptions, 109 receiving yards, 1 touchdown, and that was A.J. Brown's best game of the season. You look at A.J. Brown and what he's been able to do so far this season. A.J. Brown, in the first 10 quarters of the season, 6 receptions. Second half against the Rams, 6 receptions. First 10 quarters of the season, A.J. Brown had 35 receiving yards. Second half against the Rams, 109 receiving yards. In the first 10 quarters of the season, A.J. Brown was averaging 5.8 yards per reception. In the second half against the Rams, he averaged 18.2 yards per reception. In the first 10 quarters of the season, A.J. Brown didn't have a single touchdown, and he got a touchdown Sunday in the second half against the Rams. And so the thing is, the Philadelphia Eagles, they can beat you multiple different ways, and that's what makes them a great team. And for me, the Eagles have graduated. They have graduated to a team to where I don't judge the Eagles in games in September, October, and November. The Eagles are going to be a playoff team. The Eagles will win the NFC East, and they will be the number 1 seed in the NFC. And the road to the Super Bowl will have to go through Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia. I'm not judging the Eagles anymore in the regular season. They have graduated past regular season critiques. They are kind of like the Chiefs to me. Like, not now. I'm talking about the Chiefs a few years ago. The Chiefs, they had graduated past being judged in the regular season. That's how I feel about the Eagles. Now, let's talk about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Obviously, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they are 3-0, and they've had 3 fourth quarter come from behind wins. Week 1, they had a come from behind win against the Falcons. They beat the Falcons 23-20. Week 2 on Monday Night Football, they had a come from behind win against C.J. Stroud and the Houston Texans. They beat the Texans 20-19. Week 3, they had a come from behind win again in the final 2 minutes, and they beat the New York Jets 29-27. And the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they are led by veteran quarterback Baker Mayfield. And so far this season, Baker Mayfield has been balling. 6 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, 615 passing yards. He's completing 62% of his passes. Now, they are dealing with some injuries on that offensive line, and Mike Evans also is going to be out in this game. On the offensive line, Tristan Wirfs is questionable, and Charlie Heck is also questionable as well. But despite their injuries, I still believe in the Bucs because Baker Mayfield has really, really elevated his game, so much so to the point where I believe Baker Mayfield can erase some of the Buccaneers' deficiencies, even on their O-line, or even losing Mike Evans for a few weeks. That's how great Baker Mayfield has been. And I believe if Baker Mayfield continues to play at this rate, Baker Mayfield deserves to be in the MVP conversation. He deserves to be in the MVP conversation. And I'm looking at this Buccaneers football team. Offensively, in the backfield, they got one of the best duos at the running back position in Bucky Irvin and Rachaad White. Okay? At receiver, you got Sterling Shepard, Tez Johnson, Emeka Egbuka has shown a ton of potential, and I love his upside at the receiver position. At tight end, you got Cade Otton, all right? Their offensive line is banged up, like I mentioned earlier. They're going to get some guys back, so they should get better as the season wanes. But it will be interesting to see if Tristan Wirfs and Charlie Heck plays in this game against a very, very good Eagles pass rush. But defensively, the Buccaneers, at linebacker, you got Levante David. They brought in Hassan Reddick to help that pass rush. In the secondary, you got Antoine Winfield Jr. You got Tyke Smith as well. You got Jacob Parrish as a nickelback. So that Buccaneers defense, they are not an elite defense, but they got Todd Bowles as their head coach. And Todd Bowles is a defensive head coach, and defense is his signature. So I think the Buccaneers are decent defensively, but the strength of their football team is their offense and Baker Mayfield. And I expect nothing different in this matchup. But it's going to be a very competitive game. I do believe because the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are not 100% and they don't have Mike Evans, and to me, in order to beat the Philadelphia Eagles, you're going to have to be healthy when you play against the Eagles. And because of that, I believe Jalen Hurts and the Philadelphia Eagles roll into Tampa and beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I'm going Eagles 24, Buccaneers 21.